All right, y'all, what's up? We are back for episode 17, which is the episode before the finals of Love Island Game Season 1. I decided I wanted to finish the rest of the season out. I wish I would have been doing this because it's been so good. It really has been so good. But if they're gonna do another season two. I was gonna say if they have another season two, they're gonna have another season two. I'm sure those numbers are crazy because of how good the show is. I'll be back for that depending on how the season for the future Love Island comes for the USA, I'm probably going to do that. And I've been seeing rumblings of them having an All Stars. I don't know if that's going to be like aired on Peacock or whatever, but we'll see. I might do that. But yeah, I'm here. Y'all know where we at. We're about to talk about the episode. I'm not going to be too detailed in regards to this because I feel like it's not necessary to be too detailed with this particular episode. But yeah, let's get on into it. Please, if you like what you are hearing and you like my commentary, and if you are new here, please thumbs up the video. Drop your comments down below about the episode, what your thoughts are. If you agree with what I'm saying, if you disagree with what I'm saying, just make sure you keep it respectful because I will block you. But if you do appreciate and like what I'm saying and like my commentary, please subscribe and give me a thumbs up. And I'll see y'all on the other side. Let's go. All right, so we get back from the cliffhanger. The cliffhanger has Jack pretty much speaking for him and Justine on who they're going to save. And as the cliffhanger was, you see Ray over there having a bitch fit, crying, like just leaking rain out of his eyes, and Imani sitting there just looking, taking it like a G. Like Imani is a thug, like she is so real. Like you can tell she just it's funny because she's the youngest girl on the show, and Ray is like 4 or 5 years older than her. And I know it's a common thing and it's a known thing that women mature faster than men. And this is proof of it. Ray, I think, is like 26. I'm 28. This man is like, he's the 22-year-old, and Imani is the 26-year-old in the brain, honestly. But she's taking it like a G. He's sitting there crying his eyes out. And Jack is like prolonging his decision, talking about how it's super hard, which I thought was some bullshit. Like, Jack, you didn't even have to say that because you already knew it was not hard. You knew the minute that Imani and Jack and Ray was in the bottom three that y'all could vote out. Y'all was gonna vote them out. It might have been a hard. Well, it's not a hard decision. I don't think it's a hard decision for Justine either. Of course, she doesn't want to vote out Ray because that's her friend, but Justine knows at the end of the day it's a game. I'm pretty sure Jack might have had to tell her a little bit of what to do in regards, like keep your head in the game. Like we're this close to the finals, and he should respect it as a game move instead of thinking that you're personally taking a shot at him to take money away from him. Ooh, hold on. And I felt like that's where she was coming from, and I felt like that's where he was coming from too. But Ray, of course, is taking it personally. So as they're doing that, and as they're pretty much going, I'm trying to get this light together, y'all. Okay, I think I got it. As they're getting ready to say the vote, Ray is like, "Just say it, dude. Just say it." So he ends up saying that he is saving Mitch and Zeta, which I thought was interesting because granted, Courtney and Scott would make a move too, but I feel like Zeta, especially Zeta, I feel like Zeta would have taken a shot at them as well, just like Imani would have. But they saved Zeta and Mitch, which was the shocker to me. I thought they was gonna save Courtney and Scott and send Zeta and Mitch and Imani and Ray home. But the minute they do that, Ray, like, I swear he either threw something or walked away. And when he walked away, he started crying even more. Imani was standing there for a little bit. Then she went back and checked up on him. And it's so funny because you the man in the relationship and the woman is consoling you. If anything, she should be the one crying and you should be the one consoling her. But that's what I say. That's my opinion. But he comes back over there and he's pretty much like now shooting his frustration and hurt at Justine, and Justine's not even looking at him. She's sitting there trying not to cry. He's crying, saying like, "You're supposed to be my dog. You're my best friend." Da 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 da. All the while, Imani's just sitting there looking at him, and I'm laughing because Imani's like, everything I just tried to tell you happened. Like, and you could tell Imani respects the game move. She respects the fact that they're doing what she was gonna do. If Rose was reversed, she would have took the shot and she would have sent them home. And she probably would have. I don't know. If she would. That would have been interesting, honestly, to see if she would have succeeded in getting Ray to make that decision because Ray is so loyal, and Imani is trying to win the money. Like that's what she's there for. That would have been interesting to see how that would have turned out if he would have allowed her to do it. But he's taking that out on her, saying, "You're supposed to be my best friend. I'm taking it personal. I know this is a game, but I'm taking it personal." He starts talking about how Jack and Ayal, I can't say his name, but how they shook his hand and said that they wasn't gonna vote him out and they was gonna keep him here, which I found interesting because everybody tried to act like Imani was so wrong for doing Courtney the way she did and trying to act like she's so shisty for doing that. All the while, y'all essentially did the same thing to Ray. So is she shisty and y'all aren't? Or are y'all shisty too? Or are y'all playing the game the same way she was playing the game? Like, it's funny how the double standards work when it is for certain people, which I find interesting because it's a black woman. But what happened? Justine started talking about how she felt like she was. This is. I like Justine too. I like Justine and I like Imani both. But Justine saying that she felt slighted by Imani, and Imani looked a little like, "Oh, okay, really?" Because it's interesting too. Because that's the part that I find interesting. Because it's like, what made you feel slighted? Because if y'all just didn't get along, y'all just didn't get along, or if y'all didn't see it for each, I don't want to say get along because it's making it seem like there was friction between the two. People are gonna just not have a common ground really, or not have anything to really speak about to where you feel like you need to be super friendly with each other. And I feel like that's where that was with them. But Justine feels like she was slighted. Imani feels like she wasn't included. So that's how they feel. That's how they feel. Me, I just found that interesting in the moment. But they pretty much do all that. Courtney and Scott, they asked them about what was going on with them and how they felt about it. They're not really a factor in my mind in regards. Like, these two are the two couples that are like bringing all this energy. But they ended up leaving and walking to like the back to go get their stuff packed up and everything. And Ray and Justine go to sit on the side and they sitting there talking and stuff. And he's still crying and talking about how he feels like that's my friend. Like, I felt like we was close, like we was gonna be able to ride this out to the end. And it's just like, why would you think that? At the end of the day, they're playing a game. You were just the only one that got caught with your pants down because you're the only one that's not playing the game the way the game is supposed to be played. You're playing best friend games and thinking they're gonna play it too. Imani tried to tell y'all at the end of the day, or she tried to tell you at the end of the day, it's a game, and they're gonna put their game over you. And if you think they're not, then that's why you're gonna go home. And look what happened. Like, hello. But with all that being said, like I said, I don't fault Justine for doing that because I would have done the same thing. Like, Imani is a beast. Imani, it's like them two together is a strong couple because they've won 3 challenges. But Imani has won hands down more challenges than any woman this season. But she's won more challenges than any man this season too. Imani is the beast of the season. So why would they not want to get her out? And then they knew that she was a threat to them because she was trying to get them out as well. Because, like I said last night, if you didn't watch my review, go watch it. She knows that they're a social threat. They have the house locked up. Like, they don't have to worry about them not getting any votes because they're not going to go home. They know for a fact if they end up in the bottom 3, they're not going to go home because nobody's going to take a shot at them because they're so well connected socially. So both, like I said last night, both sides have a genuine reason to vote each other out and a valid reason to do that. Ray's the only one that just doesn't seem to get it. But they do all of that. And the part two that really irritated me with Ray, he was saying, like, Imani has nothing to do with me. He's like, Justine, she has nothing to do with you, but you're a couple. And when I say a couple, y'all at this time, because I'm pretty sure they're not now, at this time, y'all are a couple in the game, and you just asked this girl, I don't know if it was the same day that they filmed this or either the day before. You just asked this woman to be your girlfriend, but she has nothing to do with you. Imani, pack him up. Like, this nigga is whack. Like, this is a little boy. Like, he's having a whole bitch fit, and it was so just like annoying to watch because he was the only one taking it that way. Scott and Courtney, they took it like a G2. And they pretty much said their goodbyes and everything. Before they said their goodbyes, Shelly kind of irritated me with this too. I hated how they were sitting here trying to act like they just didn't know where Imani was coming from. And because Shelly said she was going to miss Courtney and Scott, she said she was going to miss Ray and Imani and wishes that. Hold on, let me get my tweet because I tweeted it just to make sure I'm saying it correctly because I don't want to put words in her mouth if she didn't say it that way. Hold on one second. Because when she said it, I'm like, How you gonna sit there and say that when you had the opportunity to do what you wanted to do? Um, she said, hold on, I'm about to find it. Okay. She said I wanted to get on the same page with Imani. But I'm like, if y'all wanted to get on the same page with her, why didn't y'all speak to her? Why didn't y'all pull her to the side and try to have a conversation with her and be like, look, I know you're trying to get us, but we want to work with you because Ray is our best friend. We want to see ways that we could possibly work together because we want to get him to the end. If that was essentially and really your plan, then you would have done that. You could have done that if you wanted to. You talking about you wanted to get on the same page. You didn't want to get on the same page because you didn't pull her to the side. Like she said, she didn't feel like she was included or welcome in whatever y'all had going on. And like one of the reviewers that I do listen to, what was her name? I think her name is Tammy Talks. Love her page. If you haven't watched her reviews, please go watch those. But like she said, Jack and Jack, it's pretty much the men that are in the couples were doing most of the politicking and like bringing people in. Justine and Sally just was with Justine and Sally. You didn't see them really politicking with anybody else, none of the other girls. So if you really cared and wanted to make it work with Imani, you would have did that. But they didn't do that, which it's not a problem either because you know she is a strong threat to the game. So they did what they did. I just wish that she would have kept it real. Like say you got her out because she was coming for y'all. That's all you got to say. But they ended up saying their goodbyes and stuff. They left. I'm gonna skip through this part. Wow, just the very next day, you could tell like everybody's just kind of like somber. It's like it's a sulky mood because you can tell at the end of the day, Justine does feel bad because that is her friend at the end of the day, and she knew she had to play the game, and with playing the game is hurting her friend eventually. So she was upset. The mood just through the villa just was that way, and if you're a big person on energy like I am, somebody's energy can literally set the tone for wherever you are in that day. And it kind of did that for the villa. But everybody except for Johnny, Johnny was taking advantage of that. And Johnny was kind of talking to Justine, like kind of trying to get in her head about it, trying to make her feel bad for doing what she did to Ray, which was so funny to me because it's like that's the game. You're playing the game. And people on Twitter were getting all up in arms about it. And this is like, you got to realize they're playing the game. Johnny, he might have some questionable actions about him, and he might have things that he does is just a little shady and a little shisty, but honestly, you could tell in this aspect he was trying to play a game and he was trying to get her riled up and get her unfocused because he knew there was a challenge at the end of the day. He knew there was gonna be a challenge and he's trying to get her mind clogged up with the race stuff so that when it's time to compete, he can beat them because he knows at the end of the day that's your strongest competition over there. Jack and Justine are your strongest competition. So I find that funny. But they ended up having the challenge because Maya Jama, she comes out there. They have a challenge where it's like tires and stuff. And the objective is to have the couple with the most tires, they win the challenge and they go straight to the finals. The person who ends up having the red tire at the end of the time is immediately sent home. And I just found it interesting too. I don't want to say it's a coincidence or not a coincidence, but Jack and Justine were about to go home because they had the tire, and it's just so funny how as soon as just Jack puts the tire on Zeta and Mitch, the time stops. I don't want to say it's a conspiracy. I don't want to say that's what happened. I just found it interesting. But yeah, Jack and Justine are through to the finals. Like I said, y'all better write that check on over to them because, well, I don't know. Well, yeah, write that check on over to them. I was about to say I don't know because what's about to happen later on. But yeah, write that check over to them because they in the finals now. And Zeta and Mitch, they go home. So they just literally got saved just to go home, which I hated too because I feel like Zeta would have made the rest of this interesting because she would actually possibly try to take a shot at Jack and Justine, the power couple, which is what you want. You don't want to see somebody just coast straight on through and be good the whole time. You want to see some type of opposing battle, which is why I loved the whole thing between Justine and Imani because both girls are strong and both girls going at it, having a tug and pull. That was entertaining. It sucks that we didn't get to see too much of that rivalry per se. And when I say that, I'm not saying it in the personal thing, the way some people online are trying to make it like, oh, they hate each other, they're jealous of each other, da da da. No, it's just strong game playing. One's a strong competitor, one's a strong social player. That was interesting to watch. But yeah, so Zeta and Mitch, they end up going home. And skipping through the rest. Everybody else is just like in the villa and stuff, saying like, "Wow, it's just us. It's only 4 couples now." And they end up getting a text. Maya, well, they don't get a text. Maya comes out because they're all just sitting around and stuff, just having conversations. And Maya pulls up, lets them know somebody else is going home tonight. But the twist is nobody up there is voting for who's going home. They pull some I Love Money shit. If you watch I Love Money, I'm dating myself. Back in 2000, I want to say 2008 was when it came out. Back then, they had this same type of thing where they brought everybody back to vote who goes home before the finals. And this is essentially the same thing because in walks everybody that has gone home. Imani's back, Ray's back, Zeta's back, Courtney's back, Jess is back, Liberty's back, Mike is back. Some key players are back, which is going to make this very interesting because they get to vote between Eyal and Selly, Callum and Deb, and who else am I missing? Callum and Deb, Eyal and Selly. Who else am I missing? Oh my God, I'm brain farting. Who am I missing? Because I know Justine and Jack are in the finals. Jo- Why am I missing that? Johnny and Chick Aurelia. So they get to vote between them. So it's gonna be very, very interesting to see what happens because they get to vote next tomorrow's episode, which is the finale, I'm assuming. And that's gonna be spicy. And then we saw that at the end, the final three is gonna compete in like a duel again, and that's gonna be interesting to see. It's gonna be very interesting to see. Honestly, who I want to win, drop in the comments who y'all want to win. I know a lot of y'all gonna say Justine and Jack, but honestly, I would love to see Johnny win this game because Johnny has played the game. It'd be funny to see him play the game and win the way he played the game, and for him to win, it'd be funny. It would be the funniest cap off. Y'all have the douchebag winning the show. That would be hilarious. But I wouldn't be upset with Jack and Justine winning. I would not be upset with I wouldn't be upset with Selly and Eyal winning either because I want a good game to be represented. Callum, I like Callum, but Deb, I don't really care for her. So he's I don't want him to win because of that. But that's my order. I would like to see Johnny win. That's my opinion. That's my opinion. I'm gonna say that again. That's my opinion. Don't get in the comments trying to get mad at me because I didn't say Jack and Justine because y'all want me to say Jack and Justine. That's just what I say. But let me know what y'all think. If you like what I said today, you like my commentary, please thumbs up the video, drop your comments, subscribe if you have not already. I appreciate y'all for subscribing last night. I think I got like almost 20 subs off of that video last night. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. But thank y'all so much. I'll be here tomorrow to review the show. If you want to hear me talk a little bit more, I'm going to do a live as well to talk about the show and other shows that I review. But yeah, see y'all then. I'll see y'all then. Peace.